Social Security, and the best solution for raising checks. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to share with you the details of an idea that is circling around that is getting a lot of traction and a lot of support from a variety of people, which would ultimately be the holy grail to raising checks for millions of beneficiaries and a plan that a lot of beneficiaries would also probably support. That's what I want to share with you here in this video. This is actually a pretty good idea. Let's get right into it. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side every single day as your one and only daily advocate. I truly want to help you out in any way that I can as things are changing very rapidly right now. We know that there's a lot of plans, proposals, bills, packages, a lot of things coming out of lawmakers and, of course, the administration, as well as a variety of other people out there right now to change and reform Social Security as well as raise benefits for millions of beneficiaries. Either way, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and talk about what they're talking about with this new plan that's circling around and the traction behind this, why so many people are jumping on board with this thing. All right, so over the last couple years here, we've heard a ton of different proposals coming out to reform Social Security, raise benefits, and the list goes on and on. Also, not only that, make sure that Social Security is going to be solvent for many more decades into the future and not insolvent in about 10 years from right now as we currently sit, right? Well, as a result of this, I want to share with you the details of this plan. Now, I want to throw this out there really quickly. I completely recognize this is probably a little bit controversial with some people. Probably not everybody, but I just want to throw that out there. This is not my idea. This is just a plan that's floating around out there, okay? So please just remember, I'm the messenger. I'm not the guy with the idea as of this one, okay? All right, so anyway, let me break this down for you. So here's what they're saying. They're saying, why are higher income individuals getting Social Security checks? Now, here's the thing. Some people who have had a high income throughout their working career, and even once they are in retirement, are getting a lot of money coming in, right? Like a lot of money. They're having a lot of income. Well, people are coming out right now saying, why are higher income individuals getting Social Security checks? They have other sources of income. They've built up a huge savings. They built up an investment portfolio. They have pension income, dividend income, investment income, real estate income. The list goes on and on. They're suggesting, why do they need a Social Security check, right? Well, here's what's interesting about this. And again, this is what they're suggesting. So they're basically saying that anybody wants that. Well, by the way, this is the plan that they're talking about. Okay, this is not a thing yet. This is just the plan that's circling around, and it's actually getting some attention. So they're suggesting this. When somebody hits the age of 62, the age in which you can start claiming Social Security benefits, basically they're going to look at somebody's income, and they're saying, if somebody is having an income of $80,000 or more, so $80,000 or more a year, basically what this does is they're saying anybody with an income under 80 grand a year, you're fine. Your checks are fine. However, here's what they're suggesting. Anybody with an income, once they hit 62 and older, they're saying, let's start tapering their Social Security checks down. Basically, they're going to start cutting those checks from the income level of $80,000 up to $200,000, okay? So there'd be like a tapering down of Social Security checks. And then when the person exceeds $200,000 of income a year, once they're 62 or older, their checks go down to zero checks over the $200,000 threshold of income, basically starting at the age of 62 and over, okay? Now, again, this is why I'm saying it's a little bit controversial, because anybody falling into this category is thinking, wait, I earn this money, why would I not be getting it, right? Well, again, the kind of the whole rebuttal that comes into this is people are suggesting, well, again, if you're somebody's 62 and they have that much income, they probably have a bunch of other, income from other sources coming in as well, and they're most likely not relying on Social Security checks. So remember, there's like a phase-out period. That's exactly what they're talking about here, is basically $80,000 to $200,000 of income once somebody is 62 and older would be this phase-out period, right? So it'd phase out very slowly over the course of about $120,000 of income, going from 80 to 200, and then anything over 200 would basically be zero, okay? So the whole idea behind this was the information that was coming out on this was saying, why are these people that are like, billionaires, multi-billionaires, people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, why are they getting a Social Security check? Do they really need $2,500, $3,000, $4,000 a month from Social Security to live? Probably not, right? If somebody's sitting on $1 billion, they're probably not relying on a couple $1,000s a month from Social Security, right? Let's just be real for a second. If they are, then, they've got other issues to deal with. If they can't manage it on a couple $100 million or a couple billion, they're certainly not going to do it on a couple thousand, you know what I mean? So anyway, there's a couple of different logics behind this. Number one is, first off, this would increase solvency in Social Security because now this tapering or this, phase out period of checks would actually be impacting quite a few people. Not everybody, but there would be a percentage of people. And as a result of that, many people would not be getting checks anymore or be getting a lot smaller checks. Now, those individuals with an income over 200 grand a year after the age of 62, again, would be completely basically cut off or exempt from Social Security checks, right? So again, what happens to that money? Well, then it either stays in the Social Security Trust Fund, pushing out insolvency further, or the second idea with this would be kind of like a two-pronged approach would be, wait, if this money's not going out to beneficiaries with that higher income, why don't we shuffle it back into the pockets of the lower income beneficiaries and boost all them up as well? Up to, I've seen ideas out there where they're saying the federal poverty line, or just like a 20% boost or a $200 boost or things like this, right? So there's a lot of different ideas that are floating around, but basically taking the money that should have been going out to higher income individuals, age 62 and older, and taking that money rather than letting it sit in the Social Security Trust Fund, which is one idea as well, increasing solvency. Then the other people are saying, well, wait, why don't we just take that money and give it to the lower income beneficiaries, boosting up their checks, right? So you can kind of see there's a couple of different pronged approaches here, a couple of different ideas circling around within this. But again, a lot of people are jumping on board with this, suggesting, yeah, you're right. Why would higher income people be getting an ongoing Social Security check for the rest of their life? Now, again, that's why I said it's controversial, because a lot of people that may be falling into this category would say, but wait, I earned it. I paid in through all the taxes through the course of my entire life. Why should I not be getting a check, right? So again, there's a lot of different ideas about this, but this is just what they're suggesting and something that they've thrown out there as well, okay? So this would not really include a lot of tinkering around and a lot of reforming of Social Security, but rather just basically saying, hey, if you're 62 and your income is under 80 grand, you're fine. If you're 62 and your income is $100,000, well, now you've gone into this phase out period, right? Your checks are starting to phase out a little bit because you've exceeded the $80,000 threshold per year of income. Now you're in the phase out, right? And if you're somebody, say, 62 and you have a $210,000 income, sorry, but you're in the zero category, right? So that's what they're saying here. So anyway, interesting idea, because let's be real for a second. What have we all heard about for so long now as far as reforming Social Security? We hear the same old song and dance every single time. Number one, raise the full retirement age. Number two, hose the people with more taxes. That's all we ever hear about these lawmakers. Finally, somebody grew a brain and came up with a different idea and thought, wait, why don't we do something else? Let's be a little bit creative and come up with some other ideas here, because do higher income people really need an ongoing monthly check of a couple $1,000s from Social Security as a multimillionaire, as a multi-billionaire? Again, good question. Like I said a minute ago, if somebody's sitting on a couple $100 million or a couple $1 billion and they can't figure out how to get through retirement with that much money, they're not going to figure it out with $2,000. I can guarantee you that, okay? If somebody gives us $100 million, $1 billion, and we can't figure out how to live the rest of our lives on that, we got some major problems, right? We got more serious problems to deal with than trying to figure out how to get a $2,000 check out of Social Security. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the logic behind this whole thing, to break it down in a simple sense. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on this, but again, an idea out there, it's getting a lot of traction. A lot of people are stepping forward and saying, I like it. It's a good idea. I'd love to hear your comments down below. Do you think this is a good idea? Or do you think, no, let's torch it, it's not a good one? I don't know. I can't imagine that a lot of low-income beneficiaries, or even beneficiaries in any category, I can't imagine a lot of people would be coming out saying, no, this is a terrible idea. I would think that a lot of people would probably be in support of this. We've heard it before time and time again. Tax the rich, take it from the rich, all this stuff like this. So we've heard it before. I can't imagine a lot of people would be against this proposal. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you have to say down below. If you'd like to share, that's totally fine. I'd love to read it. If not, that's totally fine too. I'm always respectful of everybody's opinion, things like that. No problem at all. I just really enjoy seeing what you have to say about this one. Either way, please subscribe down below. Of course, I'll keep you posted on this or anything else going on out there. Again, share this video with your friends, family, social media. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. Look forward to reading your comments down below, and I'll catch you again later in the